Let's talk about living in the Muslim world as an American. Well, in my case, a Canadian, which actually saved my bacon a few times. We're starting well. We're talking about bacon in the Muslim world. All right, let's keep going. All right, so the idea is this, okay? Living in a Muslim world is a spectrum, okay? So if you're an atheist like me, you will see fast that, on one end of the spectrum, it can get you beheaded, and on the other end of the spectrum, no one cares, okay? This is like, the thing that a lot of people don't realize. It's still illegal, okay? So for example, in Jordan, you will be fined 20 Jordanian dinar, which is $30 about, if you talk against Islam, okay? If you say anything against Islam, it is illegal. They can fine you, you can go to prison for that. If you do it in a very upscale way, like you're literally organizing, like, I don't know, like, parties at your house where you're gonna talk about anti-Islamic stuff, or you're gonna laugh of Islam and, with a bunch of guys or something like that, then that could become way, way worse, okay? That is a problem. That could land you in jail. But if not, nobody really cares. During Ramadan, people don't really care either, to be honest with you. It depends where you are. If you're in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, I would say maybe, okay? But if you're in Jordan, in the tourist area, stuff like that, nobody ever came to me to tell me, hey, you're not supposed to eat during that time or something, you eat lunch or something. But the best would be do it in your house, okay? So the supermarkets are gonna be open, just go shopping, buy your food, go home, that's it. Clothing, all right. It's more conservative, I grant that, okay? This is, but I never had any issue with shorts, with shirt, no problem. However, open-toe shoes, yeah, so sandals, okay, yeah, they wear sandals in the desert somehow, but, you won't be able to go inside a building with that. Like, in supermarkets, fine, they won't care, but if you go for government places or places that are a bit more conservative, they might call you on with your shoes, that's a problem. So running shoes is better, or, whatever, regular, dress shoes, that's fine. The idea of shirts and stuff like that, no message, okay? So for example, if you're a fan of Black Craft Cult, for example, even in the United States, to be honest with you, you will get called on, okay? I have a shirt that says prayer is when you don't want to do anything, and there's some American taking offense, okay? The guy's a huge cross saying you'll go to hell if you don't believe in GC, and that's perfectly fine for the guy. But if you say it in the other way, then they could take offense. In the Muslim world, that's a no-no. This is where you're going toward your beheading here. Don't do that. Are you going to be harassed? Are they going to attack you or something? It almost happened to me twice, okay? One time a guy just wanted to put a tree trunk in front of the car for, I don't know, carjacking or for money or something, and I saw 2-3 guys coming out of the desert. That was on my way to Wadi Ram. Yeah, okay, that could be anywhere, anything, and that's not the Muslim world, okay? It happened to me in Kingston, Jamaica, carjacking. So, failed, by the way. But the point is that, yeah, that's possible. But you will have people that may take offense of your presence or because you're American, okay? That's why in China, during Bush time, people used to say, "Wubusha McWarren, I'm not American." Now, the second time this happened to me where I had a problem where it became physical was in Beirut, okay? So I live in Beirut, in the Sharafieh, which is a Christian section, but everything's super expensive. A friend of mine recommended to go to Uzai Street. Now, Uzai Street is the Martyrs Boulevard for the Hezbollah, but it has all nice shop for very cool stuff, very cheap, perfect place, like people make stuff by hand or something like that, like almost like a upscale flea market. Absolutely great. But in the central lane, okay, you will see all the pictures of everybody that just, put an explosive vest and blew themselves up, okay? This is the Martyrs Boulevard. So if you said Allah Akbar and blow yourself up and kill a bunch of people with you or destroy a building, your picture will be there and people will give money to your family. So I'm on that boulevard and I'm walking. And a bunch of guys start to come around me and start pushing me around. And, you American, not welcome, go back to America. You get the drift. And I'm just like, no, I'm not American, I'm Canadian. And I take my passport and I show them. And it's like, oh, me too. And the guy takes his wallet and he shows me his the permanent ID from 1973 or something like that. And now it's like, Habibi, Habibi. Habibi means my friend. And they're like, escorting me around. And for 2 hours, now the guy that were hostile to me now became my friends. And they're basically escorting me all over the place, to all the shops. And I bought tons of stuff and had table made and stuff done. And it was absolutely fantastic. The thing is, it's really the way you also behave, okay? If you're hostile back, okay, then that's a problem. Now, I don't know exactly how, I cannot tell you because there's thousands of permutations on how to handle those situations, but if you could be with an Arab guy, if you have a driver, okay, that'd be good, okay? That'd be useful. If you have somebody that speak Arabic with you, that'd be fine, assuming that you're in a country that speak Arabic, because you can be in a Muslim world like, Pakistan, where they speak Urdu, right? Speaking of Pakistan, I'm in Pakistan 1997, very old time. And basically this lady next to me in first class in British Airways flying back to London is dressed up like full-on burqa, okay? The black one, not the blue one that you normally see with the net, like the full-on, black one. She goes to the bathroom because British Airways obviously does not serve alcohol on planes until they leave the airspace of Pakistan. So she goes to the toilet, and then she comes back, and it's this beautiful girl, dressed up with a tank top, super short jeans, and I'm like, the seat's taken. And she's like, no, that's me. I was sitting there. When I go see my family, like, I basically dress up, because I don't want them to know that I don't believe in Islam anymore, blah, blah, blah. And the big, understanding of culture. Chinese do that too. I had employees that are divorced that they still go back to China pretending they're still married because they don't want to tell. So essentially, that's what she did. I saw that too. So there's also hypocrisy there. What I mean is that you will meet people that are probably not Muslim. They might be atheist, but they will never say, because being an apostate, okay, somebody that renounced Islam, is dangerous. This can get you beheaded in one country or completely ostracized in others, but it's not good. You're better off having been an infidel since you're born, like me, than a Muslim that actually gave up Islam. I had a villa, okay, so basically anybody can just like knock on my door, no issues, and I've never had one person in 5 years knocking on my door to ask me to join Islam. Have I heard of Allah, okay, or Muhammad? Never happened, okay? In New York, almost every single week or two, I'm going to have somebody asking me if I heard of Jesus Christ or whatever. That's for sure. This is an issue. In the Muslim world, okay, it doesn't really matter which fairy tale you believe in. What matters is that you believe in one. Okay, this is basically the point. If you're a Christian, they'll respect you a lot. They don't have a problem with this. If you are an atheist, that will be a problem, because they cannot understand that you don't believe. Okay, that's it. That you believe in a different kind of thing, or you believe in Jesus, which is a prophet in Islam, or that you believe in the same Abrahamic, religion, but you think differently or a certain point. It's okay for them. They can comprehend this. They can't do that when we're talking about atheism. Okay, so that's a point. You have to take care about that. Now, in the day-to-day life there, beside the clothes and, the eating in public, which you won't be bothered most places, I don't know, maybe in Saudi Arabia with the, certain police or whatever, that's fine. Where I say chill out a little, it's kissing, cuddling, making out, literally making out, okay? Especially homosexuality. That, don't do it. It's a problem. It will be. It depends, there's some countries that are more open than others, okay, again, but none of the Muslim countries are, pro-homosexual. There are plenty, okay? I have homosexual friends that are Muslims, okay, but they're closeted, or they're mostly closeted, and they don't mention it in public. Beware of that. Most of the Muslim country I know are pretty much police state, okay? And I'm not just talking about the moral police here. I'm talking about police in general, okay? They're really omnipresent everywhere. They will get involved. They will get, if you take pictures, if you do something, like you carry something, you'll get searched when you get into malls. There's detectors everywhere. You're gonna get at the airport search way more. They're gonna seize your stuff. They're gonna bother you way more than in most countries that I know of. Now, here I'm gonna go on a slippery slope because I did not live it myself, okay? Through my, my wife, daughter, and friends maybe, but not me personally. The idea is that women in the Muslim world are maybe considered a bit less. So men are more aggressive toward women. Now here I'm not gonna go like, oh my God, they see a woman, they're gonna rape her. Okay, that's not what I'm saying whatsoever. There's a lot of Muslim guys that are absolutely decent that would never do anything, like untoward a woman. But there's a bit more guys that will, especially in public transportation, stuff like that, groping, things like that. That's why in Cairo, women are separated. In taxis, okay, you see a lot with Uber or Karim in the Middle East, women having to change their phone numbers because very often either they'll be texted by the driver after that, or they will get a 1 star because they'll be cruised by the driver. If they don't respond, the driver is going to give them a 1 star, and eventually they have to change their phone number. There are things like that that happen to women. Schools, there are differences between, like girls and boys. Games they're not allowed to play or something like that in some schools. International school less, but it happens. In international schools, you might be able to have like culture or something like that, which is not Islam. Okay, so essentially they don't have to go to Muslim class to be indoctrinated. But in public school, more than likely they'll have to do 5-6 hours of studying Islam, that's for sure. Now, again, this is not just Muslim world, okay, Christian countries will do the same thing in a lot of cases. So it's not just them, but they are doing it, okay, so that's for sure. Mosque, okay, you will be waking up, that's unavoidable unless you live very far from a mosque, at 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, that's for sure, sometime earlier, okay, when they have prayers. And you're going to have the call to prayers, and then you're going to have the prayers, so it's like basically one shot, then 15 minutes later, a longer thing. And that's all the time. Okay, so every morning, every day, 7 days a week. That's it. They're chanting and you're going to hear it. It's loud speakers and that's it. I wish they put that on the Alexa device or on your cell phone, but hey. Another thing you'll see a lot in the Muslim world is people doing prayers. Okay, so essentially, this is something you never really see in public in North America or Europe. But in the Muslim world, you will see guys literally parking their taxis on the side of the road and pray. Or you're going to get into a store and you're going to see just like either they have a cardboard or they have their own, carpet, but they will pray. That's for sure. I had moves where I had like 5 guys who literally just stop at one point. They have an app. They check on their app and then they just like, lay cardboard boxes on the concrete, sidewalk, and they just do their prayers right there. This is common. Okay, they're really dedicated to their religion. Okay, that's for sure. Now, being an American itself is not, you're not hated, okay? I mean, I don't know, I'm Canadian, but they don't know at first sight, okay? My French accent, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. But I never had any American friends that had any issues per se. It might be if ever there's issues, maybe it was worse, in the beginning of 2001, 2, 3, whatever, after 9/11 or after, like whatever, a war or a conflict. But right now, I don't see that much of an issue at all. So that's not a problem. As far as, just you being an American, for example, that's fine. So those are the things that I think you should avoid, the thing you should understand before you move to the Muslim world, okay? And I'm not going to talk about, living there and the cost of living and everything. That's not the point of that video. I just wanted to mention the things that, you need to be aware of if you decide to go and live in the Muslim world. Basically the best thing you could do is to be a hobbit. Keep your nose out of trouble and no trouble will come to you. That's almost correct in the Muslim world. That's it, guys. That was my experience in the Muslim world after 5 years. There's a ton more I could say. I could make 3 more videos, but I think overall, logically speaking, these were the most important things that will affect your life every day. So that's why I thought that this should be in that video. Give me the thumbs up. I see you in the next video.